Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bold and Beautiful. Today, Katie starts crying because Eric promises to help her with Logan's first collection of things. Eric says he will do this to help Logan, and Katie feels better when Eric says this about Logan's collection. Katie is happy that Eric is going to help with Logan's collection. Logan Spencer was really thankful. She cried because Forrester said he would help her with Logan's first collection. At the beach house, Will Spencer and Forrester told Dylan they wanted to do things for her. Dylan said that Forrester and Will Spencer had already done a lot for her. They said they had a plan and they wanted Dylan to come with them. At Forrester Creations, Carter Walton and Daphne Rose were very happy about their engagement news. Steffi Forrester Finnegan and Rich Forrester and Brooke Logan Forrester were all celebrating the engagement news of Carter Walton and Daphne Rose. Daphne had also heard about all the problems that Logan was having with Katie, so she wanted to check on Brooke. There were a lot of complaints about Katie around the office. Rich basically said that Logan was going to have big problems. In the showroom later, Steffi met with Dylan, Elektra, and Will. Dylan told them the truth about Will and Elektra helping her after they found out she had been living in her car. After Dylan told them about what was going on with the guest house, Elektra said that Steffi could help Dylan more with the Logan situation and the problems that Logan was having with Katie. Steffi was really happy to help Dylan in any way she could. Dylan is a teacher and she is also a very talented artist. Elektra thought it would be a great idea for Dylan to work at Forrester Creations, but Dylan was not sure if she was good enough for that. Steffi told Dylan not to worry. Then she said she would talk to Ridge about it, so Dylan was very excited about maybe getting a job. At the Forrester mansion, Donna Logan Forrester said she could see things from both Katie and Brooke's point of view. Donna was really happy for Katie, wanted her to do well. She showed Katie that she cared about her and wanted her to succeed. When Eric joined in, he also said things about Katie and told her that her fashion house was going to be amazing. Eric did not think Katie was wrong for leaving Forrester Creations. He was excited to see Katie make the Logan name famous. People also talked about Eric stopping work and how he would not go back to Forrester Creations because Ridge was now in charge of Forrester Creations. Katie felt proud. She also thought about Eric's talent. When Donna left on the Tuesday episode of B&B, Katie went to Eric for help because all of this was really scary for her. Eric told Katie that her first collection was very important and she had to make it really good. He said she had to do something for her first show. Katie started to get a little nervous because she did not have a designer yet. Eric said he believed in Katie and that is what she needed. Eric thought Katie needed someone to think she could do it, and that someone was him, Eric. Eric could be that person for Katie, so he vowed to come to Logan and help her launch the first collection. Katie cried tears of gratitude as Eric embraced her and reiterated that he believed in her. Will need help from Steffi. They also want Eric to stop being mean to Katie because Eric is really upsetting Katie. Dylan comes into the beach house, asks Elektra and Will what is going on because their message said it was really important. Elektra says they want to do something for Steffi. Dylan does not think this is an idea, but Elektra tells her that Steffi is their friend. Will says they have a surprise for Steffi. Then they all leave the beach house. At Forrester, Brooke and Steffi are looking at Daphne's engagement ring. Ridge is talking to Carter. Says he knew this would happen. Carter grins because he was very supportive of them. Ridge congratulates them both on their news. The conversation turns to Katie and her decision to call her fashion house Logan. Daphne asks Brooke if she is okay with this. Brooke tries to avoid answering the question. Daphne can tell that it is really bothering Brooke. Ridge, Steffi, and Carter start complaining about Katie taking the name Logan for her fashion house. Ridge says that it will take a lot more than a name to make a fashion house successful. Carter does not understand why Katie would want to do this with a brand that is tied to Brooke's name. Carter thinks this is an idea for Katie's fashion house Logan. The blonde is really surprised that her sister did something like this. Ridge says that Katie will not be able to make it work because she does not have a designer. Katie's biggest fan. At the Forrester mansion, Katie talks to Donna. Says she thinks Brooke is being very mean. Donna understands why both Katie and Brooke feel the way they do about the name. Donna is also very happy for Katie, who says she is feeling a little overwhelmed about owning her own fashion house. Then Eric shows up. Tells Katie that Logan will do a great job just like she will. Eric goes on, "This is your time now. I could not be more proud." Katie will miss her time at Forrester. Eric chuckles that he will miss it too. He is sure Katie will take the Logan name and make it bigger than it ever was. They talk about Eric's retirement from Forrester. Eric is clearly not entirely happy. He will not go back to Forrester. It is Ridge's time now. Eric still has his pride. Katie says, "Your talent, Eric." Eric thinks about this for a moment. Katie is talking about Eric's talent. Eric says this is not about him, it is about her. What is going to happen to Logan? Then Donna gets up, leaves the room. Eric talks to Katie about how he loves designing. He thinks this project is really hard for her. She lets out a sigh. Says, "You made it look so easy." Eric remembers that they did not do well at first. They had a plan. Katie needs some help. Dylan comes clean. Steffi is in the showroom when Elektra and will walk in with Dylan. Steffi says hello to the woman and the young woman tells Steffi that she has been living in her car. The young woman explains that Will found out about her situation. Will is letting the young woman stay in his garage apartment. Elektra tells Steffi that they want to help Dylan and the young woman might be very important to helping Dylan. Steffi is happy to help Dylan however she can. The final scenes show Elektra, Will talking to Dylan about Steffi and they want Steffi to work with Dylan. Steffi says she does not think she is a fit to work with Dylan because she does not think she is qualified to do the job. Brooke used to be a caterer in the valley, so that makes people feel better about her. Steffi is going to talk to her father about this. Dylan is really happy. In the office, Brooke and Ridge are still talking about Katie and the name Logan. Ridge tells Brooke that when Katie is done with this idea they will make it great again. At the Forrester mansion, Katie thinks Eric is the person to ask for advice. Eric remembers how hard it was for him and Stephanie when they were starting out. He knows it was a challenge for them. Katie really needs to make an impression with her first collection. If Katie does not have a good opening, then Katie is in trouble. This makes Katie more nervous. Katie does not have a designer. Bill has already told everyone about Logan. Katie is getting really scared. Katie can just imagine Brooke laughing at Katie. Katie must be really upset. Eric says that Katie needs someone who thinks Katie can do it, and that is what Katie is going to get. Eric will go to Logan. Help Katie get her first collection started. "I believe in you, Katie," he tells his tearful sister-in-law as they embrace. Eric is like a helper for Katie when she deals with Brooke and Ridge. In the office of the CEO at Forrester, Brooke, Ridge and Steffi said congratulations to the couple who just got engaged. Ridge said he was the one who told Carter that Daphne might be the person for him. Carter and Daphne asked everyone in the room for some advice. Brooke told them they should be patient with each other and be kind. This is all new for Carter and Daphne. Then Daphne started talking about Katie's fashion house. Katie's new fashion house is something Daphne's really interested in. Katie and her fashion house are going to be a deal. Brooke told them that she and Carter just found out about the company and the problems with the Logan name. The room got really quiet. Everyone was uncomfortable. Daphne asked Brooke if she was doing all right with all of this. Brooke wanted to talk about Daphne and Carter's wedding plans. Daphne would not let her change the subject. Daphne kept talking about Katie taking the Logan name. Brooke could not get her to stop. Brooke and Carter were still dealing with the issue of the Logan name and Daphne was not going to let it go. The Logan name was a deal to everyone in the room and Brooke wished they could just focus on something else, like Daphne and Carter's engagement and their future plans together. Ridge did not think that Katie had what it takes to make her fashion house successful. He said that Katie does not have a lot going for her, she is just using her name to get attention. Carter was confused as to why Katie could not see that she is using a brand name that her sister made famous. Daphne believed that Katie is using her sister's name as a way to get ahead in the fashion industry without putting in the work. Carter wanted to find out if there was something he could do to stop Katie from using her sister's name. Ridge was sure that Katie would not be successful with her fashion house no matter what she did. Ridge thought that Katie would fail and he was not going to change his mind about Katie and her fashion house. Will. Elektra kissed at the beach house. He told her that he really liked how much she cared about Dylan. Elektra felt the way about Will. She thought it was great that he let someone he did not know well stay in his home. Will did not want Dylan to keep living in her car. Electra felt bad for Dylan too. Wanted to help her more. In the guest house, Dylan's phone rang. She looked really scared when she saw who was calling. Dylan got a message from Will and Electra. Electra said they could do more to help Dylan. Dylan wanted to work for what she had. Her pride meant a lot to her. She did not know what Will and Electra could do for her. Dylan was having a time finding a job. So Will, Electra came up with a plan to help their friend Dylan. They went to see Forrester away. Steffi was surprised to see Dylan when she got there. Will, Electra wanted to give Dylan a fresh start. They were trying to help their friend because she was struggling. Dylan was a teacher before. She told everyone that she did not have a home. She was living in her car. She had no money at all. Steffi looked really shocked when Dylan told her about how bad things were for her. Dylan thought she could handle everything by herself. Then Will found out that she was living in her car. After that, they really wanted to help Dylan. Electra told Steffi that they had to help Dylan, and Electra thought that Steffi could really try to make that happen and help Dylan. Dylan needed help. Electra believed that Steffi was the one who could help Dylan. Electra thought Dylan was really good at art, and that surprised their friend who did not have a job. Dylan did not think she was good enough to work at Forrester. Steffi said she would decide that. Steffi said she would talk to Ridge so she could find a job for Dylan at the company. This could be the chance Dylan needed. For Electra, if Dylan worked at Forrester, Electra could also keep an eye on Dylan. At the Forrester mansion, Donna said to Katie that she really wants everyone to get along with each other. Katie did not think this was possible because Brooke was being very mean. Brooke did not want Katie to use the Logan name for her business. Donna was very happy for her sister Katie. Katie was feeling really stressed out about starting her fashion company. Then Eric came into the room. Said congratulations to Katie. Katie thought Eric would be mad at her for leaving Forrester. Eric was actually very happy for Katie and the new fashion house. Katie was relieved that Eric was not upset with her decision to leave Forrester and start her fashion house, the fashion house that Katie had always dreamed of. Eric was really proud of Katie for doing her thing and being the center of attention. Eric told Katie that he thought she would make the Logan name more famous than it already is. Eric was not doing well with retirement. He did not like playing golf. He was not allowed to have his usual afternoon drinks. The one thing Eric did like was getting to spend time with his grandchildren. He loved spending time with the kids. That made him happy. Eric thought Katie would do things with the Logan name, and he was excited to see what she would do. Eric thought it was funny that Katie was starting something at the same time he was ending his famous career. Eric had taught Ridge everything he needed to know to take over at Forrester. Now it was time for Eric to let someone else do the job. Donna looked upset as Eric talked about how hard it's to stop working. She probably knew what he was getting at. Donna had to go to her Pilates class, so she left Eric and Katie alone to talk without anyone paying attention to what they were saying. Eric and Katie had time to talk now, the two of them, about Forrester and what Eric was going to do next. Eric remembered when he and Stephanie first started Forrester. They had a time back then. They knew what they wanted and they did not give up. Katie told Eric that he did a job building Forrester from nothing. She wanted to know how he did it. Katie asked Eric for help because Brooke said she would not be able to do it. Eric asked Katie if she wanted to know how to start a fashion house. He was the person to ask because he had done it himself with Forrester. Forrester was a part of Eric's life and he knew everything about starting a fashion house, like Forrester. Katie really wanted to think things about getting Logan started. Eric told her to think really big because if it does not feel much, then she is not doing it right. Eric said that getting a name in their business is hard, but making a big impression from the very beginning is important for him to do well. Eric thought that Katie's biggest challenge would be to start with a collection of things that would really impress everyone. Sadly, Katie did not have a designer to help her with Logan. Eric told her to focus on what she wanted to achieve. Without her big sister's help, Katie felt like she could not do anything. She was really upset because Brooke was not being supportive. This was bothering Katie before she even had a chance to start her company. Eric told Katie that she needed to be calm and wait for the moment. He also said that she should be around people who thought she could do it. Eric said he would come to Katie's office and talk to Logan so Logan could help Katie get her company started. Eric was going to help Katie launch her company, which is what Katie really needed. Eric told her that he believed in her, and he gave her the biggest hug, easing her anxieties for now. 4 times, Katie had lived in the shadow of titans: Eric Forrester, Rich Forrester, Brooke Logan. She had supported, loved, and offered, always believing in others further than she believed in herself. But now, after a numerous insomniac nights sketching, revising, distrusting, and daring, she had eventually taken a vault. A fashion line that carried her heart in every sew. A dream that scarified her. She swallowed hard as she goggled at a pale blue gown draped over a mannequin. It was soft, romantic, hopeful, everything Katie wanted her brand to be. Yet all she could see were the excrescences. The verge felt wrong. The neckline too vulnerable. What if the buyers laughed? What if Ridge dismissed it as amateur? What if Eric, fabulous Eric Forrester, looked at her work and felt remorse for ever encouraging her? Her vision blurred. Katie. The gentle voice came from behind her. She turned, startled, and set up Eric standing in the doorway, his eyes warm with curiosity and concern. He hadn't meant to intrude. He'd only wanted to check on her progress. But the sight of Katie, pale, rigid, fighting gashes, stopped him cold. "I'm okay," she said snappily, wiping her cheeks. "Just dust." Eric didn't move. "That's not dust." Commodity in his tone cracked her resoluteness. The wall she'd erected around her fear collapsed, and suddenly the weight of it all poured out. "I don't belong then," she rumored. "Not like this. I'm not you. I'm not Rich. I'm not Brooke. I'm just Katie. And I allowed. I could do this, but now that it's real, now that people are awaiting commodity from me, I'm alarmed I'm going to fail. Everyone will see that I don't earn this." Her voice shook. What if this collection is a joke? What if Logan becomes a punchline in the fashion world? Eric stepped closer, sluggishly, hypercritically, as if approaching a fragile work of art. "Katie," he said vocally, "do you know what every great developer feels before their first collection?" She looked at him through gashes. Confidence. He smiled. Fear. Paralyzing, stomach-churning fear. Because creation comes from the soul. When you show your work, you're showing yourself. That vulnerability, it means you're doing commodity real. Katie's shoulders quivered. "But you're Eric Forrester. You erected this conglomerate. You don't fail." Eric's eyes darkened with memory. "I've failed further times than you can imagine. Collections that flopped. Designs that were mocked. Opinions that nearly destroyed my family and this company. The difference is I kept going." He signaled toward the gowns. "These pieces, they've heart. I see you in them. Hope. Strength. Quiet courage. The world needs that." A sob escaped her. "I just don't want to let anyone down." Eric reached out, placing a reassuring hand over hers. "You won't. And you won't be alone." She searched his face. "What do you mean?" "I mean," he said with quiet power, "that I believe in you. And I'm going to help you. Tete-a-tete. I'll guide this collection, cover it, and stand beside you every step of the way." Katie's breath caught. "Eric, you don't have to." "I want to," he replied. "Logan's first collection deserves to be extraordinary. And so do you." Gashes streamed freely now, but they were no longer born of fear. They were gratefulness. Relief. Hope. For the first time since this trip began, Katie Logan believed she might actually soar. Word of Eric's involvement spread through Forrester Creations like a ripple through still water. By noon, whispers filled the halls. Eric is backing Katie. He's mentoring Logan's first collection. This isn't just a side design presently. Rich stood in the administrative office, arms crossed, gaping out at the skyline as Brooke watched him from across the room. He'd just come from a brief but violent discussion with his father. "You're really doing this?" Ridge asked before. "You're attaching your name to Katie's line." Eric hadn't dithered. "I am." Now Ridge exhaled sprucely. "Dad's heart is in the right place," he murmured. "But this is the fashion world. It's brutal, however. It won't just hurt Katie. It'll hurt the Logan name, if this fails. It'll reflect on Forrester." Brooke's eyes softened. "Or it could elevate her. You've seen her work, Ridge. There's commodity special there." He turned to her. You're prejudiced. So are you, Brooke combated gently. You're hysterical.